Hi guys, Jonny Jones here, or Mr Jonny Jones on YouTube. Today I'm looking at the RoadHawk DC-1 in-car black box video recorder, available from dogcamsport.co.uk.
You moron! That crazy bastard!
This is where the RoadHawk DC-1 comes in. The RoadHawk DC-1 is a small camera that can be mounted at the top of your windscreen that records video, audio, your location, the speed at which you're travelling, as well as the motions your car makes. The RoadHawk records continually in a loop when you're driving normally, but when the camera detects a harsh jolt or impact, it creates a 20-second video event file with all of this data embedded, 10 seconds before the incident and 10 seconds afterwards. The RoadHawk DC-1 retails for just under £200, and this is what comes in the box. So in the box you'll find a complimentary RoadHawk window sticker, the instruction manual for the camera as well as the RoadHawk PC software, and the RoadHawk DC-1 itself. On the front you have the 1.5 megapixel wide angle camera lens. On top is the slot where the windscreen mount connects to the camera. On the side is where the power cable plugs in. This is the only cable that attaches to the RoadHawk, so you will end up with a very tidy installation. On the rear we have the E button, which stands for emergency. This lets you create a 20-second event video file of something that you might feel needs documenting. It might be an accident or something else that happened in front of you, or an act of road rage, or perhaps even something funny. Next to that we have the M button, which stands for mute. Press this once to mute all audio and then once again to resume audio recording. Between these two buttons there is a small hole. This is where you reset the camera. You shouldn't have to do this, but it's there if you need to. Use a small pin or something similar to do so. This is the record LED, which flashes green when it is recording in the normal loop mode. However, it flashes amber if you have muted the audio. Next to this is the GPS LED. This is red when the camera is first turned on, but then changes to and remains green when a GPS signal has been established. The GPS antenna is on the very top of the camera to get the best signal it can. Finally, we have the SDHC memory card slot. The RoadHawk can accept up to 32GB in size, giving you days of recording. Underneath you also get a 12-volt power cable that plugs into your cigarette lighter socket. There's a self-adhesive windscreen mount with a screw-down clamp to ensure the camera doesn't go anywhere whilst you're driving. If you think you'll be wanting to move the RoadHawk between vehicles, there's now a suction mount that you can buy that will make this easier. It's listed on the RoadHawk DC-1 product page on dogcamsport.co.uk. Some cable guides to let you route the power cable. The RoadHawk PC software. As a side note, this isn't compatible with Macs, just PCs. You also get a complimentary 4GB SDHC memory card. This is so you can start using the camera straight away. However, to get the most out of your RoadHawk, I would recommend using either a 16 or a 32GB SDHC memory card. Now that we've seen what you get in the box, let's have a look at how you install the RoadHawk DC-1 into your vehicle. Peel off the top of the 3M self-adhesive pad and stick the mount in place. Reinsert the RoadHawk itself and ensure the camera is both horizontal and pointing directly forwards. This is the best way of getting the perfect camera angle. Once this is done, have a think about how you're going to route the power cable. You can have the cable floating from your lighter socket to the camera, but it's not ideal. I managed to route the cable inside my roof lining, down the inside of the passenger door pillar using the rubber door trim, and then behind the glove box, as this was simply removed with 6 Torx screws. This lets me plug the other end of the cable into my 12-volt lighter socket with ease. If you're installing the RoadHawk into a newer vehicle, doing this kind of routing might be slightly trickier, so consult your garage or mechanic for some pointers. Okay, so that's the installation complete. Before you can start recording, remember to install the SDHC memory card. Ensure the memory card's contacts are facing upwards, and then insert the card until it clicks into place. It's a good idea just to turn the camera on so it can record a couple of clips before heading out onto the road. The reason for this is so that the memory card becomes formatted and so that you can adjust the settings using the supplied RoadHawk PC software. So after you've recorded a clip or two, remove the memory card and install the software on your PC. Insert the memory card into a card reader and you'll see the files you have created appear in the clip window. Some basic functions of the software are the ability to open video files you may have saved to your PC, the ability to save files as well as delete any video files you don't need. At the moment we need to adjust the settings, so click this icon here. The settings we alter are saved to the memory card and are recognised instantly the next time you put the memory card back into the camera and turn it on. First of all, we have video quality. At all times you ideally want the highest quality so all your recordings are as good as possible. Normal and low quality will reduce the clarity of your video files. Click on the high quality bubble. Recording mode is entirely up to your personal preference. You can set it to just loop in infinite mode and not record any event files. You can always press the emergency button on the back of the RoadHawk if something does happen. The majority of users will most likely prefer the infinite and event mode, so that event files are automatically created if the RoadHawk senses sudden braking or an impact. The G-force sensors are very sensitive. I ended up selecting low sensitivity as I live in Surrey and the roads are not the greatest. The high and normal sensitivity turned out to be very sensitive, to the point where every hole in the road was being treated as an impact and would trigger the RoadHawk to record an event file. If you live in an area with smooth roads, consider the normal setting, otherwise use the low setting. Click the time and unit tab at the top. Depending on which country you're driving in, you can select kilometers per hour, miles per hour or knots, if you're on a boat I suppose. For the UK, obviously we'll need miles per hour. Underneath, ensure the date and time are accurate. Also make sure you're in the correct time zone. The time and date will be embedded onto your video files, so do ensure this is correct. The correct time also helps the RoadHawk lock onto GPS satellites faster. Apply to RTC doesn't currently have a function, but may be revised in a future software update. At the time of recording, we weren't in British summertime, so this can be deselected. However, when you receive your RoadHawk and we are in British summertime, ensure this is selected. Now click the User Info tab. You have two optional settings here. You may enter a password to prevent your video files from being played without your consent. Also, you may enter your vehicle's registration number for it to be displayed below the file name when it's being played in the RoadHawk software. Okay, now double check the time and unit information, then click OK to save the information to the memory card. Remove the memory card from your card reader and then reinsert it into the RoadHawk. With the memory card installed and the settings adjusted, you can now start driving with your RoadHawk DC-1. Here I am driving normally with the RoadHawk recording in infinite mode. I took a drive to a quiet area used by driving instructors. I wanted to do a simple emergency stop to further demonstrate the RoadHawk's event recording. There are some additional features of the RoadHawk software. You can rewind, fast forward, skip to the previous or next clip, and you can also change the playback speed. This is very handy if you need to review the footage to obtain specific details about an accident. On the way back from filming, I was at some traffic lights. They changed to green and all of a sudden a cyclist zoomed past having gone straight through a red light. I gave him a short blast of my horn to make him aware what he'd done was very stupid. And I also hit the emergency button on the back of the RoadHawk. This was to ensure I had an event video file to refer back to. This is a perfect example of how you might use the emergency feature. The 1.5 megapixel camera performs as it should and the video quality isn't too bad. It performs well during the day, but how does it perform in low light conditions? It handles the darkness pretty well. The road lights and headlights of other vehicles do help, but the point is everything is visible if any accident was to happen. Talking of which, here's a clip another RoadHawk user recently recorded of a 4x4 towing a trailer nearly hitting the car as he joined the road. A very near miss. However, if there was a collision, the driver had all the evidence he needed to prove that the 4x4 was completely at fault. I just wanted to mention the mute feature. If you're out driving and for whatever reason you need to mute the audio recording, simply hit the M button on the rear of the RoadHawk and the audio will be muted. The record LED starts flashing amber. To resume audio recording, press the M button once more. The record LED starts flashing green again. The RoadHawk DC-1 records a huge amount of information onto video files that can be played back in easy-to-use software, giving you the confidence of being protected no matter what happens when you're out on the road. The RoadHawk DC-1 retails for just under £200 and is available from dogcamsport.co.uk. All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching.